Welcome back to Module 1. Lesson 5, Introduction to Lesson Structure. Let's jump right in. So the topics we'll cover in this lesson go over the basic structure of your private lesson, so how it's going to actually look when you're in the room teaching. So the first subject we'll talk about are the components of a well-structured lesson. Then we'll discuss balancing technical skills, musicality, and music theory within your lessons, and briefly talk on the importance of warm ups, practice techniques, and repertoire choices. Components of a well structured lesson. Clear objectives. Every lesson should start with clear, achievable objectives. These goals guide the lesson and provide a roadmap for both the teacher and the student. Objectives should be specific, measurable, and aligned with the student's overall learning goals. For example, an objective could be mastering a particular scale, understanding a new musical concept, or maybe improving their sight reading skills. You don't necessarily need to write any of this down unless it really helps you or you're putting it directly into your lesson plan. But coming up with clear objectives for each lesson will help those moments when you and your student are staring at each other, wondering what you're going to do next. Because if you're a teacher or you haven't started teaching yet, it will happen to you at some point. Engaging activities. A well structured lesson includes a variety of activities that keep students engaged and motivated. These activities should be designed to meet the lesson objectives and cater to different learning styles. Incorporating a mix of hands on practice, interactive discussions, and multimedia resources can make the lesson more dynamic and effective. For example, depending on the age and the level of your student, you can incorporate listening games or even things like coloring and worksheet assignments during the lesson to keep the student engaged the entire time, and that is especially for younger students. Assessment and feedback. Regular assessment and feedback are crucial for tracking progress and identifying areas for improvement. This can be done through informal checks during the lesson, such as asking the student to demonstrate a skill or answer questions, as well as more formal assessments like playing tests or written quizzes if you have the ability to do so. Providing constructive feedback helps students understand their strengths and their areas for growth. In this case, think about your own orchestra, band, or choir teacher you had when you were in middle or high school. What kind of assessments did they give you? Take some of those ideas and be creative. See how you can change them into something valuable in a one-to-one setting as a private lesson teacher. Balancing technical skills, musicality, and music theory. Technical skills. Technical skills form the foundation of musical proficiency. Lessons should include exercises that develop technique, such as scales, arpeggios, and etudes. These exercises improve dexterity, precision, and control in their playing. Ensuring that technical practice is a regular part of each lesson helps your students build a strong technical foundation. Remember, you can include all of these things for lessons with students of all levels and abilities, just at various stages. For example, 1 octave scales versus 3 octave scales. Musicality. While technical skills are essential, fostering musicality is equally as important. This includes working on expression, phrasing, dynamics, and interpretation. Encouraging students to think about the emotional and narrative aspects of the music helps them become more expressive and engaging performers. My favorite activity is to have my students come up with a fictional story that goes along with the piece that they're playing. They should literally write the story into the margins of the music, with the story lining up with the sounds that they're making. That way, when they are practicing and performing, they can be reminded of their story and create something more musically meaningful. Music theory. Integrating music theory into lessons provides students with a deeper understanding of the music they're playing. Theory helps students recognize patterns, understand chord progressions, and make informed interpretive choices. Lessons should incorporate theory concepts relevant to the pieces being studied, ensuring that students can apply their theoretical knowledge in a practical context. The importance of warm ups, practice techniques, and repertoire choices. Warm ups. Warm ups are an essential part of any lesson, preparing both the mind and the body for focused practice. Effective warm ups can include physical exercises to loosen up the muscles, maybe vocal exercises for singers, and of course, basic technical drills for instrumentalists. Warm ups help prevent injury and set a positive tone for the rest of the lesson. Practice techniques. Teaching students effective practice techniques is crucial for their development. This includes strategies like slow practice, sectioning difficult passages, maybe using the metronome, things like that. I'm sure you know all about that stuff already as performing musicians. Encouraging students to set specific practice goals and maintain a regular practice schedule helps make them consistent in their progress. Repertoire selection. Choosing the right repertoire is key to keeping students motivated and challenged. Repertoire should be varied and include pieces that develop different aspects of the student's playing. It should be appropriately challenging, providing opportunities for growth without causing too much frustration. Including pieces that the student is excited about can also increase their engagement and enjoyment of lessons. Talk with your student to see what kind of music they're interested in learning and take it into consideration when you're choosing their repertoire. Additionally, their repertoire should be sequential, with each new piece building upon the techniques learned in the previous piece. Awesome. We're all done, so let's head to lesson 6 to continue in this module. See you there.